What we have here is a golden fan. It's a filigree GE vent top mount spinner. Bit odd. And of course here it shows a bell canopy. But no, over here it shows something totally freaking different. Specs. Phone needs to shut the hell up. Alright. Now, as we all know, at least should by now, golden fan is basically, it's under the view fan umbrella. So this is a view fan. It's antique brass with cane blades, and here it is. So yeah, this is a top mount GE vent spinner. Blade irons kind of look a little Sanyo-esque, don't they? Cane looks kind of basic. Of course, it's ball socket, because, you know, what else would it be? I think you'd actually get bell canopy out of this? You kidding? No. You get your ball socket. Here, worth noting, this thing has a giant cast iron motor. It's a big cast iron view fan motor, the big 52-inch size, the full size. Alright, notice how the downrod only hooks in with a stupid little cotter pin, and it's on the threaded shaft of the motor itself, so it goes beep, 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 beep. Yeah. So basically, yeah, it has a lot of play, a lot of rotational play. It's a stamped switch housing. Uses 3 screws, but the orientation is 90 degrees from the next. So it almost looks like it uses 4 screws. Nope, 3 screws. I'd been wondering who actually made fans with that switch housing. Turns out it was View Fan the whole time. Surprise! So, yeah. Blade pitch. Now you're thinking, alright, this is a view fan with a large cast iron motor. You'd think, oh, it's got a blade pitch of 15 degrees and it flies, right? Here's the issue. Short downrod. Very short downrod. Short downrod's probably 4 inches, whereas normally these come with 6-inch rods, something to that effect. Okay. And also, yeah. So, this thing, you'd think it'd be a performer, but, not so fast. Blade pitch on this is 12.5 degrees. Okay, yeah. It has a 12.5 degree blade pitch. So it's a little subpar, you would think. Right? Yeah, so it's close to the ceiling. And the blade pitch is only 12.5. So you're probably thinking, what the hell? Why? Okay. Well, we'll get to that in a sec. Let's first put it onto low. Now already you can probably tell this is an aesthetic low, which is a bit lower, a bit slower than your average view fan. Alright. So now you're probably thinking, what the hell? Alright. Yeah. This fan was basically designed to be low profile. Alright. meaning blades are close to the ceiling. Meaning they're at the same height from the ceiling as they would be if this was a regular, say, hugger fan. Or any kind of flush mount. So, yeah, this thing's been down-tuned. Which is usually not what you want to see with a fan. So yeah, low speed is an aesthetic low. Alright. Let's go to medium. The 3 speeds are coil taps, meaning there's only a single capacitor. That's to run the fan, run the motor. Medium is a little more average. It's about the same as a Casablanca medium. Not terribly fast, but not terribly slow either. Okay. And so basically, yeah, medium's whatever. Okay. Let's go to high. This is high speed. High speed is pretty average. I would say about 170, 175 RPM on high. Not the fastest high speed. So you're probably wondering, why does it perform like it does? At first, I thought the capacitor was drifting, so I looked at it, right? What did I find? A 3 microfarad capacitor. This motor usually has a 6 microfarad capacitor. Okay, so yeah, this thing's been down-tuned. And again, this is for a reason, the fact that this is a low-profile fan where the blades are closer to the ceiling. Okay, manufacturers actually do this by design. This performance is spec, and it's by design. Although, a little disappointing if you think about it, because you get a fan like this with a giant 188mm view fan motor, and you think, oh, it's gonna fly, oh, it's gonna haul ass. Not always. If it's a low-profile fan, it's going to be down-tuned. The pitch is going to be reduced. The reason for this is because of how close the blades are to the ceiling. Alright? There's this thing called air cavitation, because, you know, when the blades are too close to the ceiling, it cannot suck in enough air from atop of the blade to push it down. Then you get cavitation. So, in order to make this effective, you have to, 1, reduce the RPM, and by this you do it with a smaller capacitor, which is done, and you reduce the blade pitch. The Hunter low profile hugger is a good example of this. Most Hunters at the time, you know, lower end were 12-degree irons, you know, and an average RPM, like about 170 or so. Okay. So the low profile had a blade pitch of 10.4 degrees. Okay, I mean, it ran a little faster, but still, had a reduced blade pitch to compensate for the, you know, heightened, you know, or the reduced distance between the blade tip and the ceiling. Okay, and this is the case with every fan. Okay, with flush mount fans, like say you open up a Monte Carlo catalog, right, and you find a fan that's dual mount, right? You'll see one rating for standard, you know, with a downrod, and then you'll see another rating for dual mount, and the CFM is reduced. Again, that's because the blades are too close to the ceiling, it's not as effective. So to avoid cavitation, things had to be slowed and pitch had to be lessened. Now, you would think that instead of, you know, reducing the capacitor value, they would just use a smaller, say 172mm view fan motor, although still cast iron, right? you'd think they'd use a smaller motor that you'd usually see on the 48-inch fans. Nope, they decided to go big. Don't know why. Really don't. This is also one of the very last view fans to be made of cast iron. I would say this thing is from like 83, maybe 84. It's one of the last cast iron view fans before they went stamped. So let's let it coast. And it's interesting because this one's actually labeled Golden Fan on the box, although the motor doesn't have any label because reasons. Okay, so I don't know, this thing's friggin' weird. I mean, like I said, reduced performance, but it's a low-profile fan. What do you want? You know, because I have a view fan, you know, V352, a 52-inch plain spinner, cast iron motor, bell canopy, longer downrod. All right, that thing has a 15-degree pitch and it hauls ass because the motor's not down-tuned. It's full potential. But yeah, this thing, I guess they had something different in mind. But then again, you also don't see very many of these things. Very late Golden Fans, you don't see them. And again, the Golden Fan, New Fan, they're both View Fan. Just as Jufeng and Shichen are both air-cool. They're all both under the same umbrella, maybe two factories run by the same family, you know, Asians, weird traditions, I don't know. But, eventually these factories unify and just make one thing. This thing I got from Fanimation maybe 3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago. And this is the first time you've seen it, so yeah, backlog is a thing. So, but there you go. An oddball Golden Fan, low profile, top mount GE vent filigree spinner. Probably made in China.